Everyone, thanks for having me on and for letting me speak a bit about our work with ScheduleX. Just a bit of background with our scheduling is in years past, it was always done manually. We used to have a person in-house that would, collect all the course requests, go through the schedule, and the process. And it would probably take about like 2 months before we had something that we were happy to release to families. That person had left. So that happened last year. So we were trying to find a solution. We bumbled around with Blackbaud for a bit. And when I say bumbled, I kind of mean like it was clunky, like we weren't really figuring it out in the way that I feel was like meeting our needs. Some of the support that we were getting, it just wasn't as responsive. I mean, the support was there, but it wasn't as responsive as we had hoped. And it really wasn't going in the right direction. So we wanted to find something that was a little bit more easy to be tailored to what we were looking for, and not as fixed in the Blackbaud system. So we started to kind of look around and locate, different options out there. We went ahead with the registration process. We got all our course requests in, and that was prior to even identifying, finding ScheduleX. We had, a sheet with everything ready. We had all of our rules down, and a lot of that was kind of grandfathered in from our previous person working here. But then we just had a bunch of course requests, and basically I was looking at this, not having done scheduling before, and I was looking at it with my upper head of school, and we were looking at each other and we're saying, okay, we're going to spend a month or two and just lock ourselves away and just kind of go through this. And then she ran into ScheduleX and scheduled a demo, and we spoke with Sahil, spoke with Kristen, and they reassured us we could take your course requests and make a very accurate schedule from those course requests. To be frank, I probably was a skeptic at first. I Carolyn, our upper head, was very much on board, like, hey, let's do this. We did not want to lock ourselves away for the months and having to do that schedule. So he said, okay, let's dive in and do it. And to my pleasant surprise, a schedule came back that was highly accurate. To 100% accuracy, that fit all of the rules that we were talking about. Now, that wasn't the first iteration. Like, there was one iteration where we said, okay, we had to adjust a few things here and there. And that was just kind of conversation back and forth between Sahil and Kristen, who knew well beyond our scheduling, like what we needed for a schedule and all the different schedules that, are out there. They knew, once we had that first conversation, those second conversations, they grasped our schedule quite quickly. And then I think it was the third iteration where it was 100%. We made a few adjustments. Okay, we wanted to make some sections a little smaller. We wanted to combine some sections. We saw stuff with our elective choices. We rank in terms of the students choosing that, and all of that worked out, with first choose number one, then number two, then number three. And I reviewed every single one of those requests, and it matched up to what those requests had been input. So to say I am both incredibly happy with their services and also relieved on my end that I did not have to go and work through that schedule is like, that's an understatement. And I couldn't say, any more about, what Sahil said is very much what ScheduleX delivered, and the support, I think, piece was incredible. Like, I remember one time we had a meeting on a Friday, and it was we were looking at the initial schedule. I said, okay, here's some adjustments. And he said, okay, I'll get that back to you on Monday. And on Monday, we had a brand new schedule that had adjusted all those things, and it was still 100% accuracy. So being able to do that really meant a lot to us. And it relieved a lot of the pain points we were having over this year.